keeping sending me this kind of messages. So
oh no.
I can prove I have this kind of message from 3 different professors.
Oh no. Well, is it this specific classes? Is it for, well, I guess you probably can't say now. Okay, that's fine.
Yes,
we have an audience, so we'll talk later.
You can imagine what kind of subjects they are applying this,
Yeah.
another opportunity to get a better grade. So
in terms of policy making, it's what we call nudge, right?
Right. So when does Mckenzie close for the holidays? What are the dates?
22nd of December.
Officially.
Yes.
Yep, same with us. So our last day is the 22nd, so starting the school is closed starting on the 23rd.
And then we go up to, so the administrative part or staff, they come back at, I believe, the 4th of January. And faculty members come back from their break on the 24th of January.
Okay.
So we already have 16 participants. Hola, Alice. Hi, Alice. Alice attended one of our sessions in the afternoon. And Margaret, she's a high school student, and she's interested in applying and to become a law student, and she's here to learn about our program.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Once a Mckenzie, always a Mckenzie student. Our motto.
So let's start. Okay. So good afternoon for those who are in Dayton, and good evening for the Brazilians. Welcome to our first International Week. The proposal of this week, of this meeting, is to talk about the dual degree between Mckenzie and the University of Dayton, called LLM in American Transnational Law. Now we're going to have, we have with us Professor Margaret Ioannides and our student Beatriz Alvarez. Professor Margaret has worked in the field of legal education since 2010, first as a professor and later as an administrator. She has experience counseling international students on bar options and career opportunities. Her field of expertise is USA immigration law. She graduated from Georgetown University Law Center and holds both a Juris Doctor and a Master of Science degrees. She studied overseas in Spain and in Netherlands. in addition to speak English, she also speaks Spanish and Greek. And here, I'm also inviting Beatriz Alvarez, a current double degree student in the LLM, to share with her this panel. First of all, Professor Margaret, welcome. Please be free to tell us about the dual degree program and correct me if I said something wrong about your profile.
Thank you very much, Beatrice. Now I will do the rest of the presentation in Greek, so no, I'm just kidding. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the opportunity, and we really are honored to be a part of this event. It's wonderful to see Beatrice here as well, our Law in the Americas Scholarship, full scholarship winner. So this is fantastic to have you here. And Pedro, always a pleasure to see you. I've put together some PowerPoints, but please, for those of you who are joining, please feel free to, ask questions along the way. You can use the chat feature or even just raise the hand, and would be happy to answer any questions that you may have. At the end of my presentation, I'll turn things over to Beatrice. Although Beatrice, you as well, if you have any thoughts as I go through this, feel free to chime in as well. So I'm going to go ahead and try to share my screen. Let's see if I can get that to work. All right, are you able to see my screen now? Perfect, okay. And it should be in slideshow mode, so just let me know if it's not working. Perfect. All right, are you able to see the webinar overview? Perfect. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, so I apologize if I cough a little bit along the way. But once again, today we will be discussing more about University of Dayton School of Law's partnership with Mckenzie University, starting with the online LLM collaboration. This is really the first step in our partnership, and exploring additional possibilities as well for collaboration. We will wrap up the webinar with a chance for Beatrice to share her insights as well and provide her student perspective. Oh, we already covered my slide, so we can go ahead and skip ahead. So this is a picture of, excuse me, of University of Dayton.
Margaret, just I cannot see your slides.
No, they're not advancing?
Me neither. It's like a black slide here.
Okay, let's see, maybe this way.
Yes, now I can see.
You can see, okay, perfect. All right, so there you go. This is a picture of the University of Dayton campus. We actually were founded in 1850 and are located in Dayton, Ohio. We included a little bit about the university's philosophy here. I know we have a lot of similarities, culturally and historically with Mckenzie University as well. So I assume for those of you who are at Mckenzie, you probably will feel very much at home studying with University of Dayton as well. Our history is one of perseverance, tenacity, ingenuity, and transformation. And University of Dayton Flyers adapt to meet the needs of the changing world. And so one way we've done this is through innovation. We are recognized as a top-tier national university, one of the 10 best Catholic universities in the United States. We have about 11,000, excuse me, 11,000 students, more than 1,000 of whom are international students. Both the university and the law school are accredited, with the law school being accredited through the American Bar Association since 1975. So, as I mentioned at the start of the presentation, University of Dayton and our students are committed to adapting to meet the needs of the changing world. And so our online LLM program and our partnership with Mckenzie University exemplify this. We have a goal to internationalize legal education through the use of technology, and specifically through online education. We know that Mckenzie as well has a large number of online programs as well. We found that through use of online education, we're able to expand access to the program and make it more affordable for students to join us from all over the world. It also provides a platform for students to develop intercultural competencies. We have 30 countries represented in our online LLM program, about 80 students that are in the program right now from all over the world. Many, I think we have almost 15 that are from Brazil, including a large number of those, excuse me, from Mckenzie University. Our hope is that through this partnership and through the shared vision of our two institutions, we'll be able to groom this next generation of attorneys and really help you be a part of that journey as you evolve into practicing attorneys in this new and exciting legal landscape. The legal landscape has shifted a lot. I graduated from law school in 1996, which is a really, really long time ago. So, you know, at that time, a lot of the practice areas, such as law and technology, really didn't exist. You know, this was, you know, even at IP, these were newer areas. Things have really shifted over the past few decades. It is an evolving legal landscape, and it's very common now for attorneys to be handling legal issues that transcend national borders. Law firms are operating in different countries around the world, representing clients overseas and in the US. The same extends to companies. And there are, as I mentioned, different practice areas, new and emerging ones as well, especially law and technology and environmental issues that really transcend legal boundaries. And so to be effective attorneys in this legal landscape, it is really important to be able to have that comparative perspective, the understanding of different legal systems, and potentially even dual licensure. Students from Mckenzie who participate in this partnership really, you know, will be able to distinguish themselves in the legal market. Not only will you have that comparative perspective in law, you also will have the foreign language skills, and you will be part of this growing international network, not only among your peers and classmates in the program, your attorneys, your professors in the program, many of whom are practicing attorneys, but you'll really be able to expand your international network. So, you know, bringing all of these together and through this partnership really will give you tools to succeed in the legal arena. So as I mentioned, the first step, you know, as our partnership in our partnership with Mckenzie University was this online LLM collaboration. There are several areas to really highlight in this partnership. I've included them here. First is the possibility for an early start and admission into the online LLM program. So this is this extends the opportunity to start the LLM for those students still in their first degree in law and the bachelor's in law studies. And actually, Beatrice is a perfect example. She's still pursuing her law studies at Mckenzie and is concurrently almost done with her first semester of study in the online LLM program. We also are able to extend credit recognition through this partnership, such that for those of you currently pursuing your bachelor's in law, we are able to extend transfer credit and apply that towards the LLM degree. For those of you who have already graduated, I'm not sure if we have any alumni joining, but if you have already graduated, you're eligible to apply 10 credits automatically towards the LLM degree. And at the end of the day, you're able to pursue 2 degrees. So essentially a dual program, but pursued through independent tracks. The Mckenzie courses are taken at Mckenzie. The online LLM courses are taken through University of Dayton's platform and our learning management system. And we are able, through the credit recognition, to award partial credit towards the LLM degree, thus enabling you to really obtain the 2 degrees concurrently or within a very short amount of time between the conferral of the first degree in law and the LLM degree. And last but not least, we are able to offer a guaranteed scholarship under this partnership for students who are interested in the program. So here are a lot more details about the partnership, but essentially you can start the LLM as soon as you've completed 7 semesters of your Bachelor of Law coursework. For those of you in the master's program, in the postgraduate program, or even in some of the continuing division programs, you are able to start the LLM right away. And either through transfer credit or through advanced standing, you are able to earn the LLM degree with 1/3 fewer credits than other students. So specifically with 8 courses rather than 12. And that can be done in as little as 1 year, sometimes even in 2 semesters. So it definitely is an attainable goal to be able to pursue the 2 programs concurrently and to really position yourself for success in this evolving legal landscape. The guaranteed scholarship will reduce the tuition by over 70%. And combining that scholarship along with the credit recognition, you can earn the full LLM degree for approximately $9,500 US. The degree that you earn is actually the exact same diploma and degree as that obtained by students pursuing the LLM degree on campus in the US. So here's an example of our diploma. Your name could appear there. If you start in the next semester, it could be even within the next year. This time next year, you would be able to graduate with that degree. Our online LLM curriculum is focused on US law and legal practice. So as a result of that, most students that are interested in our program are foreign educated law school graduates. The reason is that most students that are in the US pursuing their first degree in law, the Juris Doctor, will have already taken a lot of the courses that we offer in the LLM program. As I mentioned, through the partnership, you are able to get an early start in your LLM studies, and a law license is not required to pursue the LLM degree. Even though the program can be completed within 1 year or less, students do have up to 3 years to complete the program. We do operate year-round with 3 semesters, one starting in January, one in May, and one in August. So you're eligible to join at any of those opportunities. These are the courses in our curriculum. Excuse me. You'll see that there are a total of 12 courses. As I mentioned, through the partnership, you're able to complete the degree with 8 courses rather than 12, but you have to complete the courses in green. Those 5 courses, Introduction to U.S. Law, Legal Analysis, Professional Responsibility, Civil Procedure, and Constitutional Law, are all required courses in the program. You can then select your balance of courses from the ones noted in black font. And again, under the terms of the partnership, you can earn the degree with 8 courses rather than 12. Although certainly for those students who want to take the full 12-course curriculum, you are able to do so. If you are currently pursuing your bachelor's degree in law, these are courses where you can apply for transfer in credit, and that would be applied towards the LLM at University of Dayton. And you'll see here the grade that would be required and the credits that would be applied towards the LLM degree. For those of you in master's programs, postgraduate, continuing education, or alumni, you would be eligible to apply for 10 credits of advanced standing. So at a very high level, and I'm sure that you would enjoy learning more about this from the student perspective from Beatrice, the program is 100% online and it is asynchronous. And so students do have maximum flexibility as they work through each of the units in the course. We do have interim deadlines every 2 to 3 weeks that students have to submit either discussions or practice essays or exercises. But it's up to you. If you want to study at night, if you want to study during the day, if you want to study on the weekend, you're able to do that. And we do have even a designated midterm and final exam period. Actually, Beatrice will be starting that final exam period tomorrow, and it will run through December 9th. We always give a 1-week period for our exams with at least 1 weekend. The reason is a lot of our students do like to complete the exams and a lot of the coursework, on the weekend, and so we like to give that flexibility. All the exams are proctored online as well, so we do require internet and webcam, but as long as you have those two, you're able to pursue and complete all aspects of the program. Now, even though the program is asynchronous, we also think it's very important for students to be able to have live interaction with their professors and their classmates. As I mentioned earlier in today's presentation, tools to succeed in this evolving legal landscape include not only having the right legal education and background, but also having that right network of attorneys that you can reach out to around the world. And so our hope is through the professor's office hours and through these live sessions, we can help the students and the professors come together and really, build that network and build those connections that can be valuable as you move on in your careers. We do offer 3 semesters per year with 4 to 5 classes offered each semester. You can take as little as 1 class. In fact, I know a lot of the Mckenzie students in the first semester took 1 course, the Introduction to U.S. Law. That's a great approach, especially if you're combining this with other coursework. But for those of you who are graduating or have already graduated, if you want to finish as quickly as possible, you can do so by taking those 4 classes per semester. We will say just because it's online doesn't mean that it's easy. So you would want to plan at least 8 to 10 hours of study per week. So the reason I say that is each course credit corresponds to 3 to 4 hours of study and coursework per week. Our courses range from 2 to 4 credits. So on average, you can estimate about 8 to 10 hours of coursework and study per week. As I mentioned, our curriculum online is focused on U.S. law and legal practice. We've also aligned that curriculum with the current requirements for the states of Washington and California. So for anyone who potentially is seeking not only a dual degree, but also dual licensure, that's an option through this program, and specifically in the states of Washington and California. In addition, within each of the online courses, students have access to free reading materials. We have a dedicated career services office that can provide career counseling services. And we also have supplemental online resources, including study guides, course outlines, and practice multiple choice questions. Last but not least, we also have free access to online library resources. So this online LLM collaboration is the first step in our partnership with Mckenzie University. As an extension of this partnership, we had a series of customized webinars over the past few months with Mckenzie University. I've been in, I think, in all of those along with my colleagues, and it's been a great opportunity to discuss various areas of interest. And we try to highlight those areas that would be of most interest and of most benefit to students that might be interested in transnational fields of law. So you can see a couple of the examples that we've had here. We also had a full year in the Law in the Americas speaker series that was actually led by my colleague, Professor Carlos Bernal, who also recently was elected by the Organization of American States to its Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. And so I was really honored to be a part of that series. We brought together thought leaders from the Americas, including from University of Dayton School of Law and from our partner institutions. We actually were able to hear the perspectives from Professor Denise Neves Abade from Mckenzie University, and she shared her perspectives on legal writing alongside one of our professors from University of Dayton. So that was really just a great experience that we had. And we also had our Law in the Americas scholarship screening process and selection. Beatrice was the full scholarship recipient, and Julie was the runner-up finalist for the scholarship as well. And so we're happy to have both students in our program. And as we explore the next stage of the partnership, we are looking at new areas for collaboration, including a law and technology series. We actually had some events in this last fall, and we look forward to having more in the spring. We've discussed some COIL mini exchanges, including Professor Bernal graciously volunteered to participate in this as well, so we're looking forward to that. We've also discussed the possibility for those of you pursuing graduate study or research to collaborate on that scholarship and research, and also to build out a mentorship program for those of you who are interested in the field of law and maybe want to learn more, before even pursuing the LLM degree. So those are all areas that we're exploring with Mckenzie, and we're really excited and honored to have the opportunity to do that. The biggest honor, though, right now is I would like to share the spotlight and the floor with Beatrice, our Law in the Americas scholar, soon to have completed her first semester at University of Dayton in our online LLM program. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and Beatrice, give the floor to you.
Thank you, Professor Margaret. Can you hear me? Can you listen to me? Okay. So thank you, and thank you for your presentation. It was very good. I think you said everything. I don't know if they will have more questions because it was perfect. And thank you, Professor Pedro Buch and Mariana, for the inviting. Yes, I'm the student who got the scholarship last semester, so it's an honor to be here. And I will tell you a little bit about my experience, how it's been. Like Margaret said, I'm on my last week of the semester, so I'm going insane. But I'm also very excited about the program, and I think I've changed a lot from the beginning and how I see the US law from now. I think the program is amazing, and it's the best opportunity that I think I've ever had, because, well, I'm doing the online program, so I can watch the lectures now or maybe later or maybe tomorrow, so I don't have this appointment every day that I must do it on a correctly time. I can watch it when I have time. I can manage with my routine, and it's amazing. And also the program is perfect. For example, before I started, I had I thought it was going to be amazing, of course, but I didn't know how it was going to work online. So I was a little bit nervous. I was like, oh, it will be nice, how it's going to be. And it's perfect for, like Margaret said, we have to study a lot. So it's not because it's online that we don't have obligations, that it's not a good program. Unfortunately, COVID showed us this, like we can work and we can study online, and it has to be perfect. It has to be as good as the living opportunity. So the online program for me, it's good for this reason. I can do it here on my own, Brazil, so it's nice. How it works, like what do we do on the online program? And we as students, we have the lectures. The lectures are pre-recorded, like Margaret said, so we have to watch it. And don't worry if you don't speak English or for very good, like you will have the chance to improve your English, but it's all in English, of course. So I think it's a very good opportunity to improve your English as well. We have to watch the lectures. For example, I like to do the quizzes before I watch the lectures, so I have a sense of what I'm going to expect and what I'm going to do, and then I do the quizzes all over again. So after watching the lectures, we have a few things that we must complete. Every 2 weeks, like Margaret said, 10 days sometimes, it depends. So we have quizzes of the lectures that we saw, and we have assignments sometimes, so we can practice our writing in English, our legal writing, and for example, in Brazil, we have petitions and motions, and in USA, it's the same thing. So we learn their system, like IREC and other examples from US. And the professors then correct and send us the feedback. And it's very great, because if we do not agree, or if we don't know what we did wrong, or if we have a supplemental question, we can schedule a Zoom meeting with them, and they will be available. It's very, very good. They are very concerned about our learning and how we are doing, and this is amazing. And of course, we have two things that is very good. One is like a chat, and the other one is a forum. A lot of professors do the same thing. We have to read texts or maybe watch videos, and then we talk to the other students from Dayton, from online LLM. So it's of course all about law, all about what we are doing and watching and seeing at the moment. So sometimes they ask questions about what we saw, and then they say, put a comment about your country and how it works on Brazil and Korea and China and whatever. And it's very good because we have the chance to do the comparative law. No, oh, you are from Italy, you study in a civil law system like me, so let's try to understand the common law together. And it's very good. It's a very, very, very good way to make friends from all over the world. And when we complete, like I already did my midterms, it's a test from, I think, the 2 first modules. It depends from the professor. And we do this midterm, and then we go back and talk to the professors and see our grades and try to improve, or say, oh, what I'm doing is fine, I can continue in this way. I'm doing it right, I can improve, whatever. And now we are going to the final exams. I'm very nervous, but I think it will be okay. Today, I talked to my professor from evidence, and this is very, very great, because if I have a question, if I couldn't understand, I can schedule always a meeting, and the professors are always available. Like, they answer your email in 24 hours. It's very, very nice. The time zone is not a problem. And the language not as well, because they understand, like, you are from a civil law country, they can sometimes make examples for you, and this is great. For example, my professor from Intro to US System Law, he is from Argentina, so he already know how the system works. And when I was asking, I had a meeting with him last week, and I was asking something, and he said, oh, okay, no, you need to forget the civil law. In US, you will not find it. The doctrine is not on you cannot use your doctrine. It's just legal basis. Let's go. And it's very good because they understand a lot about all over the world. They are very, very, very smart. And I think, well, what can I say? Before I start the LLM program, I have a wrong view of US law. I said, oh my God, the common law, it makes no sense. Like, I cannot understand it. What can we do? Like, I'm so comfortable with my civil law program. Why can't all over the world can be like civil law? But when I started, and I saw that it's not like How to Get Away with Murder shows, it's not like Law and Order, it has a logical way of learning. I started to get more comfortable with the laws and the rules, and I started to study it more, and now it makes sense for me, and now I want to learn it more than I know, and it is very good, very, very good. So I'm not the same Beatrice I was on the middle on July, so it's amazing. And of course, I have this opportunity to talk to my professors every week, but I also talk to the students. I have now a lot of friends from South America and Latin America and Europe, like people from Spain and Italy and well, all over the world. And it's amazing. It's really good. I think I have a network that I would never have it if it wasn't for the LLM program. So it really, my year this year, I think I grow like 20 years in just one. Yes, it was amazing. And for Brazil, I think this LLM program is preparing me for become a lawyer next year, I hope. And the place of work and I think the market here is looking for people that have international experience. So it is, I think, for example, when I told people that are already lawyers that I'm doing this program, they said, oh my God, this is great. And they tried to understand what was the LLM program. So they that are already graduated don't have to travel for another country, and they can still work in Brazil while doing this program. So this is amazing. This saves time, money. This gives a lot of opportunities. So we do not have to say goodbye to the office and go to another country. We can keep working here and manage our times to do the lectures on our free time or maybe whatever. And they are very, very, very happy about this opportunity that I'm taking. And this, of course, will matter when they try to hire me as a lawyer, or maybe when I try to change my job, go to another area or firm, whatever. And this is great. I think it opened a lot of doors, and it will help me in the future. And it is already helping me right now because, well, I think that when people see it on my LinkedIn, it really matters. So sometimes people in Mckenzie just want to get a promotion and become a lawyer and try to work with international law contracts. And this opportunity can really help you to go to the right way and find a firm that will help you outside the country or maybe here. I don't know your goals, but this program is very serious. Like, this is amazing. Well, I don't know what to talk anymore because I think I said everything, but I'm open to questions. And if I forgot anything to say, I can complete my I don't know what I need to say.
Thank you so much, Margaret, for this opportunity to show our students how the programs works. And thank you, Beatriz, to show us the details and experience life of being a Mckenzista in the LLM program. We have a question from Leonardo. He's asking, I will read it. Am I eligible to work there if I do this program? Do I have to take the bar exam to work as a lawyer there? Margaret, can you please answer Leonardo?
Sure, I'd be happy to. And that's a great question, Leonardo. And so this is a question that does come up a fair amount. So because the program is fully online, there's no student visa associated with the program. And because there's no student visa, there is no corresponding practical training component. So no, there's not work authorization that's related to the program. Having said that, as Beatriz mentioned, and as I did earlier in the presentation as well, having the dual licensure, having the LLM degree from an American Bar Association accredited law school, and having that understanding of US law will make an attorney a very desirable candidate for employment, both with law firms and with companies. And that could open opportunities for immigration to the US as well through those employment-based channels. The follow-up question is, do I have to take the bar exam to work as a lawyer? Anyone working as a lawyer and advising on US laws does have to be licensed by the bar in the United States. As Beatriz has learned, and as you'll learn more in our Intro to U.S. Law course and Constitutional Law, you know, in the U.S. there's a federalism. So we have the state court system and the federal court system. And the bar admission is determined on a state-by-state basis. So if you are working in a state, advising on state laws, you do have to be licensed by that state. There are very limited exceptions. If somebody wants to apply to work as a foreign legal consultant, advising for the laws of another country, then that's a different scenario. But if you are advising on U.S. law or state law, you do have to be licensed by the bar.
Margaret, I think in the end you were muted.
Oops. There. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
So, okay, there is anyone wants to make any questions? I want to say something. I was sharing with Pedro at the WhatsApp, and we were gossiping about Beatriz, because when she won the scholarship, she was shy. She was like, she had lots of doubts and everything, and now she's totally different. She's like, oh, this season I have different opportunity. I can have a really good network with. I can deal with different cultures and everything. She's totally different from the beginning of the course. So for us as a professor, it's good to see how our students develop since they get into the program. So it's something that we're proud, and we're really proud of her, but we're also a pleasure to gave her the opportunity to be there, you know. I remember when we were doing, we were checking the applications, Pedro told me like, oh, it was quite difficult to choose who will send to Dayton University, but I think I had some important students, and it's you were correct, Pedro. You took the best of our students and sent it there. So it's
thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity, of course. And I think you are completely right, because yes, I was not so comfortable and so confident a few months ago, and I think there were a lot of reasons, because well, I didn't know a lot about the program, so I didn't know what to expect. So now that I saw what it really is, I'm so excited about it, and I'm so glad for the opportunity that I'm taking. And of course, I think the other thing that I was not so comfortable was with my English. And now I can say that I have improved my English so much. Like, I did a little bit dictionary that I'm going when I'm watching lectures and the professor says something that I didn't know what it means, I stop and I make notes about it, and it's making me more comfortable. And of course, when we learn when we are working on a firm and we have to write in English, it is different from when we are watching a lecture about USA laws, and we have to understand it and we have to take notes. So it helps a lot. So the opportunity for international students are, I think, amazing. I have a friend from LLM that is from USA, and she's taking it online too for her reasons, and she's loving it. But I think for international students, it is even better, because we have the chance to know about another country's law, and we have to improve our English and to talk to people from other cultures. So it makes us more comfortable, more confident, and I think this is what I'm showing you. Yes, thank you for this opportunity. Now I think I'm a new Beatriz, of course.
Good. We also have another question from Flora. She's asking, what are the subjects that will be taught in this course? Is it more focused on some area, such as commercial law? Can you answer, Margaret?
Sure, I'd be happy to answer that question, and then also I have some thoughts about what was just shared, because I agree as well, Beatrice. I love to see the confidence, and I wanted to share with everyone that as part of the selection process, Beatrice had to go through a panel interview in English, and it was almost 1 full hour with questions, and so we were very impressed with you then. We're even more impressed with you now. So Flora, to answer your question, the 12-course curriculum is focused on U.S. law subjects. So 2 courses are skills-oriented. Introduction to U.S. law is the first one, and then legal analysis, reasoning, and communication. Those 2 courses, as Beatrice mentioned, they teach you how to, excuse me, how to write, as is done in the U.S. And in law practice, also how to do your legal research, and even how to do oral arguments and communication. That's, Beatrice, you haven't taken that course yet, but it's coming up. That's the legal analysis course. The other 10 courses are single subject courses focused on U.S. legal doctrine. And so civil procedure, constitutional law, property, evidence, torts, excuse me, trusts and estates, the very traditional U.S. subjects. You mentioned commercial law, so I will say we do have a course in contracts and sales. We also have the course business associations, and so those would be very beneficial for those of you working in the commercial arena. Also, as Beatrice mentioned, just to kind of clarify, all of the courses are in English. All of the lectures are, of course, in English. But students, every lecture has a transcript, so you're able to use that as well as you go through. So if any of you are concerned on the English proficiency, that's something where you can slow down the lecture, you can read the transcript, and all the lectures can also be downloaded. So even when the course closes, if you have a lecture that you thought was really great and you want to refer back to it, you are able to download those.
Okay, thank you. We also have a question from Juliana. She's asking, after being done with the program and passing the bar exam, is it possible to get a job directly in an American law firm? Or would I have to work in a law firm here in Brazil with a partnership or something, and through that get a work visa?
Oh gosh, okay, so I think that probably goes beyond the scope of the presentation today. But generally, if once somebody is licensed by the bar in the US, they have the same status as any US attorney from a professional standpoint. So if there were a firm in the US or a company in the US that wanted to hire you, then having the bar licensure, that would be the requirement in order to be eligible to practice law in the US. Now, practically speaking, firms it's very difficult to get a job in a law firm and for them to sponsor you if they've never had the opportunity to meet you. But everyone's situation is different. Everyone's connections are different. So that would be determined kind of on an individual basis. But once an attorney has been licensed by the bar, then as long as they maintain the good standing with the bar, they are in the same position as any other attorneys who are in the US. And so that applies whether a student has gotten their Juris Doctor or their LLM. Once they pass the bar exam and they're licensed in that jurisdiction, then they are able to practice law the same as anybody else.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone want to make a question? We have some minutes. Okay, someone raise her hand. Flora again.
Hi, now my question is to the Professor Pedro Buck, if I may ask.
Sure, I think sure.
All right, okay. Hi, Flora.
No, it's just hi. It's just more bureaucratic. I saw on the website of Mckenzie the price in dollars. And so for Mckenzie students, it will be around $400 per subject?
Yes, per credit.
And it will be 10 or 30 credits?
So, Margaret, can you also talk about that? It depends on, well, as Margaret explained, the number of credits. It depends if you can get equivalents for the credits that you already took here at Mckenzie. Mm-hmm. So, yep. Depending on the semester that you are, or depending on the semester or your planning, you can skip some credits at Dayton at our online LLM.
Correct. And so the 10 credits that we mentioned, that is the maximum that can be awarded towards the LLM degree. So at a minimum, students would have to complete 20 credits. The 20 credits, each credit is $475. And you can take, if you just take one course, for example, if it's Introduction to U.S. Law, that's a 2-credit course. So the tuition would be 475 times 2 is $950. The only other fee are the university fees of $25 per semester.
And may I add something else? Yes. Margaret, Flora, yes. You can also, so there is this flexibility in terms, as Beatriz put, in terms of how you plan yourself to watch the recorded class, how you plan your study, but there's also the flexibility to plan the financial part of the course, because you can take up to 18 months until 3 years. So it makes accessible for, and the Brazilian standing point in terms of currency devaluation to obtain the certificate and the LLM, as Margaret put it, the diploma. It would benefit all types of financial planning. You can speed your process, or you can also adjust the way and the number of credits that you can apply and enroll each semester. So just to compare, a regular online program in the United States, it's around $70,000. So this type of partnership, it doesn't only allows you to have a glance or improve your version and your notions about American legal system, and as Beatriz put it, about comparative approach as well. It also enables to democratize, to make it universal access to top legal education, top American legal education.
Excellent, thanks. Just one more question. What do you most recommend? To do it during graduation or when in master or post-grad? And if I do it in master, are the subjects the same?
Margaret, would you like to answer, or can we do it two ways, peer answer?
Sure, we can. I think we can all weigh in. Yeah. I would say that really it's the decision is up to the student. Anyone who has completed, or is at that 7th semester of study or beyond, we felt like after meeting with Pedro and reviewing the curriculum, that students would be able to succeed in the program at that point in their studies. So whether you choose to do it concurrently with your Bachelor of Laws or concurrently with a master's or a postgrad, that's just up to the student. From a practical perspective, you would be able to succeed at any point. I think the most important thing is, when do you think you would have the time to invest in the classes and to be able to get the most out of it? Because the program is online. Students have to be adaptable, and they have to be independent learners to some extent, and very disciplined. And so we find that we give students a lot of opportunities to network with each other, with their professors, with their classmates, to engage in supplemental activities. but not all students take advantage of those opportunities, and they miss out on that opportunity to develop the networking and the intercultural competencies, and to, even to practice more of the English in terms of verbal communication in addition to written. So whenever you think would be the appropriate time where you would have time to devote to the studies and those extra networking opportunities, that would probably be the best time. And as Pedro mentioned, the way that the program is designed gives you flexibility in taking the courses, and you only pay based on the courses you are taking each semester. So in addition to anywhere from 1 to 4 courses, if there's a semester where you want to take a leave of absence for 1 semester, you can. You don't lose the scholarship, you don't lose the benefits of the partnership. We just want students, when they're taking the classes, to be in that position to succeed and focus on those courses. So Pedro and Beatriz, I don't know if you have any other thoughts beyond that.
I would also like to relate to Beatriz, for instance, because Beatriz is a current undergraduate student with us, and she's managing, even though with the anxiety regarding the final exams, she's managing to cope with internship and the current undergraduate studies with us. So, as Margaret put it, it's up to you. The great point here is that, or the upside of it, it's that it's flexible, and you can organize and plan yourself either in terms of time, in terms of financial requirements, and also the course length that it will take, we require from you.
Yes, I think as Professor said, it's up to you, but it is totally possible if you see your priorities. So maybe today you have to make it with the university or maybe internship program, but maybe tomorrow as a lawyer you have to work a lot of hours per day, and you have a family and other obligations. So I think there is no, for example, there is no perfect time to just focus on one thing. And living in São Paulo, it is impossible to just focus on one thing. We have always to be multitask or something like this. But yeah, of course, Mckenzie is very difficult. It's a very prestigious university, so we have to take a lot of time of our days to study for Mckenzie and study for Dayton. But it is possible, of course, and we have friends from Dayton that are doing the same thing as us. Like, I have friends that are still in college, and I have friends that have graduated 20 years ago, so they have more experience than me. But when the final test, the final week come, we all get nervous in the same way. We all have obligations that keep us from studying, and we all have to manage our times and see our obligations and our priorities. And we are all students, so it is a very common thought, like, we will be able to get it, and yes, you will. If this is what you want, you will make it. You will make it. So you have Margaret and the professors. You will always have the chance to talk to them and to put your insecurities and see if they have any way to help you. And you have your friends. And if you decide to study at Dayton next semester, I can help you too. We can talk, and I can share you my experience. So be welcome to ask anything.
Thank you very much, guys.
Does anyone want to make any questions? Okay, I think we have finished. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Beatriz. It's more than a good opportunity. It's a way to change your life. You have a really different experience. So if I were a student, I would probably apply for the LLM in Dayton. So it's amazing. It's what Beatriz said. It's the chance to learn something different with a different university, and also an opportunity to stay here, to stay working in your country and everything. So thank you, everyone. Margaret put her email at the web chat. So if you have any doubts, please write to her or write to me. I'm going to also put my email.
And Professor Mariana, I'm also putting here the COI.alunos, who can also help.
Okay. So feel free to ask me something, to write to COI, and to ask whatever you need. We are all together to make your dream come true. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Pedro, for organizing the International Week.
Thank you, Mariana. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Beatriz. And thank you all the students, either from high school and from Mckenzie. And have a great end of Wednesday evening.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.